I first met Gerry in 1960 when his family, Don and Leona, moved to Enfield. And Gerry was 9 years old. He played Little League farm team. They brought him up for the Moncton Athletics. In the first game he pitched a no-hitter, perfect game. He struck out 17 of the 18 batters in the first game.
Well, when Gerry first came here in the early 60s, what I will tell you is that there wasn't a game that had a ball and a puck in it that he couldn't play. I was lucky enough to catch for Gerry in Pee Wee, caught for him a little bit, and then a little bit in Bantam, and then of course up with in the intermediate that I caught with him. He was a treat to catch. Like, he had absolute great control. When he was 15 years old, the Milwaukee Braves had a tryout at the Wanderers grounds and they had to be 16 years old and up. He was a 15-year-old invited to that tryout. And that's when he was playing with the Enfield Legionnaires intermediate team.
At 14, he began playing for the senior Enfield Legionnaires in the Suburban League, which consisted of teams from Halifax through to Wellington, Bedford, and he pitched for 6 years. His pitching was probably the top in the league. He had excellent control, good drop, fastball, and I caught probably 95% of his games, and he hardly ever had a pass ball. He was very accurate, and he also was a good hitter.
In 1970, he tries out and plays for the Halifax Junior Nationals baseball team. They have a tournament to determine who's going to go to the championship. They lost to the Sydney Steel Kings, and Sydney ended up being the representative to go there, and they picked up Gerry along the way, so he goes to the national championship as one of their top pitchers out in Carman, Manitoba. According to Stu Scott, he says in 70 and 71 with the Nationals and the seniors, and because Stu Scott played with Gerry on the Nationals, and he said, I went to all the tournaments, I played all the games. And he says, Gerry, without a doubt, was the best baseball pitcher in the province at that time, in 70, 71.
1971, he played with the Halifax Senior Orioles in the Nova Scotia Senior League, consisting of Truro, Dartmouth, and Yarmouth. Pitched final game of playoffs, beating Yarmouth 1-0. And then he went on later on to coach in minor baseball for 6 years. And I was privileged to have the assistant to him.
During the first year that we played football, Gerry was the quarterback, and we played half-pint football for 2 years, and he was our quarterback both times. Not only that, but he was our kicker, punter, and he did it all, basically. Gerry could throw the ball a mile and on a line. Like, he had it, and he was very good at handling the ball to the running backs and faking out. He had the skill set and to get away from defensive backs and the defensive players on the line and everything. So, like, he could do it all.
In '66, they got accepted into the Metro High School Football League, right? And I think that year they only had maybe a win and a tie. But Gerry was there probably on a losing team, but he had still the most passing yards, and was it seemed to come together for him there.
For his efforts, Gerry was recognized as the all-star quarterback, and I can remember us sitting down and with our coaches and to select players from each team by position. So Gerry certainly had an impact on the rest of the Metro League at that time in order for him to be recognized after only 1 year in the league.
And then he moved on from there. From '66, at '67, he decides to go to St. F.X. He actually had a scholarship for St. Mary's, and declined that because they had a better pre-engineering program up at St. F.X. So he went up there, and Don Loney found out about it and got him to try out for the football team, and he made St. F.X. as one of the quarterbacks. The year after, St. F.X. won the Vanier Cup as a top college team in Canada, right?
Gerry played all of his minor hockey in East Hants, as I did. At that time, each community obviously played against and had a schedule against each other. And then at a closing, we always picked an all-star team from all of the communities, and he was always on that all-star team.
He played Bantam rep for the Windsor Royals. They needed a goalie down there, and he had a little bit of experience with goalie because Graham put him in the nets up here a couple of times, so their goaltender quit, so he ended up playing goalie for them, and they go on to win the Maritime Championship with him as a goalie in 1964.
His father, Don, and Ron Smith got together, and they organized an all-star midget team, and made up of predominantly players from the league. And we were both fortunate enough to play on that team, and it just evolved from there. Gerry, as a hockey player, was very intelligent with the puck. He had a great skill set with the puck, and he had a very hard shot, and he knew what to do with the puck when he got the opportunity. It was in the net for the most part. He was a great goal scorer.
In 1967, Gerry played for the East Hants Junior Penguins in their first year of operation.
The 68-69 team, of course, was the team, right? They won the mainland championship, and he would play mostly weekend games. And in the playoffs, he had 10 goals in 10 playoff games. On the line with Sean and Billy Parker, probably the best line in junior hockey at that time in the Junior B League, right?
Eat your heart out of here, wherever we are.
Gerry enjoyed fly fishing, loved fishing trout. Hunting was his main thing. Deer, and especially enjoyed rabbit hunting with his beagle dogs.
I think he hunts 4 days a week, and he's counting rabbits, so that's he's still competitive, right?
Gerry was not only a good athlete, but he's even a better person. And what I mean by that is that he was always a good teammate. If somebody was down, he would try to help them up, pick their spirits up and one thing or another, and he was a total team player.
There's lots of guys out there that have played multiple sports, right? And have done well in maybe one or even two of them. But to do what he did in three, I think it'd be hard pressed to find anybody in East Hants, maybe even in the province, that were excelled to the highest level possible for, in the province at those times, to do that.
I'd like to congratulate Gerry. He's going in the Sports Hall of Fame for 2022. He certainly deserves it. He's been a tremendous athlete in all sports that he played, and well respected by everyone, including myself. Congratulations, Gerry.
2022 East Hants Sport Hall of Fame inductee, Gerry Boyd.